We have a lot to cover tonight, so I want to get right to it. Now, this has anybody here heard? If you've heard about this, other than okay, don't. If you just came from our other live and you heard about it through me, don't don't say yes. But if you heard about it other than just before, or let me know if you've heard about this case. Put a 1 if you've heard about this case and a 2 if you haven't. A 1 if you did hear about this case or know about this case, and a 2 if you haven't. Okay, now let me get to where is this mine? No. Maybe it is. Yes. Okay. So this woman here is Joni Truman. Her husband was Gregory Truman, 38 years old. They lived in Arcadia, Florida, April 2nd, 2001. Okay, don't say yes. Let's see if did anybody hear about it? No. Hi to little lady, hi to Scooter, hi manager of 3 monsters, hi Puddin', hi everybody. I'm here. Okay, Bucky, thank you. So I want to see what I want to do first. I want to play the 911 call for you first, okay? Let's start with that, okay? Let's pretend we're the jury. We'll pretend we're the jury, and I'm going to grab the 911 call. Hold on a minute. I've already put these videos up. They'll probably be uploaded to the channel too by themselves, but this is a deep dive, my old style, and that's what I've been doing most of the day. Besides, I tried to craft to get some stuff ready for the auction, but I wasn't too good at finishing all this. Okay, let me get the 911 call. That's the first thing we're going to play. So go over here to this one. Here we go. 911, baby. Joni. All right. Hold on, let me move this over here. Hi, everyone. For those of you following along with the Timothy Jones Jr. trial, what? You know that today with Timothy Jones Jr. What happened? That's my video from there. Why did that happen? Hold on a second. I want this to open on the other. And I want this to come over there so you can see it. Let me just see here. I am so sorry about this. Let me see. Where is it? I just don't know where it's putting it. Oh, here it is. Okay. This is dumb that it's not letting me move. Okay, there it goes. There you go. Okay, here we go. Now listen carefully.
911, what is your emergency?
Yes, ma'am. I just killed my husband.
You just killed your husband?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what's your address?
2731 Northeast Hollingsworth Street.
Northwest Hollingsworth Street? Okay,
Northeast Hollingsworth Street.
Okay, and why did you do that?
I believe I'm insane.
You said you believe you're a saint?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, a little side note here. She says, I believe I'm insane. And the 911 dispatcher says, you believe you're a saint? Yes, ma'am. So, and the dispatcher thinks that's what she said for a little bit. Keep listening.
Okay, what's your name?
Joni Truman.
Jamie Truman.
Joni Truman.
Truman, okay. And how did you kill him, Miss Joni?
With a 9mm pistol.
And do you still have the weapon on you?
I gave it to my parents.
Do your parents are there?
My parents are inside the house, and I'm standing outside in the driveway.
Okay. And you said you killed him because you believe you're insane?
I believe I am insane.
You believe you're insane? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And are there any more weapons in the house, Miss Truman?
Yes, ma'am. But I'm not in the house. I'm outside.
Okay. Okay, and what did you shoot him at?
In the apartment. There's an apartment attached to the house.
Okay. And where at on the body?
I don't know. I shot him multiple times.
Shot him multiple times? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and do you know what happened before this, Miss Joni?
I've just been, I don't know. Like I said, I believe he was the devil.
Okay. All right, and did he try to stop you from shooting him?
Yes, ma'am.
And what's his name?
Gregory Turman.
Okay. Do you know if you shot him in the face, maybe?
I don't know, ma'am.
Okay. All right, you said he was going to be in the apartment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and where at, like when they're coming in off of...
When you are coming down, when you're coming down Cubitas, you're going to make a left onto Hollingsworth Street, and you're going to come all the way down the street, dead ends into our driveway, and I'll be standing in the driveway, and I can show the officers where he is.
All right, just stay on the phone with me, okay, Miss Joanie?
I'm sorry?
Just stay on the phone with me, okay?
Okay.
And were y'all going through any marital issues?
Yes, ma'am. I wanted a divorce, and he wouldn't divorce me.
Okay. And if you don't mind me asking, why did you want the divorce?
Because I was unhappy with him and I didn't love him.
Okay. All right, and are those your parents, your biological parents, or your parents-in-law?
I live with, they're my parents. They're my biological parents.
Okay. And you said did they see when it happened?
No, they didn't see what happened. I just grabbed the gun, went over, shot him, and came back in and told them that I did it. It was done. And my mom broke down bawling, and my dad took the gun from me and said I should have never done that, and my mom wanted to call 911, but she was too hysterical, so I called.
Okay.
My mom is on the phone with 911 now. I'm right here, Mom. I'm on the phone with 911. I didn't go anywhere. I've been right here.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, and who's that speaking with you in the background?
My mom is here with me.
Okay.
Okay, how many people are in the house right now? How many people?
And is your mom named Vicky?
We're all fixing to go to Red Lobster, and I'm sorry?
Is your mom name Vicky, Miss Truman?
I couldn't hear you.
Is your mom named Vicky?
Vicky Holder, yes.
Okay. All right. And are you out there with my deputy? Or corporal?
Where's my husband? My husband, Greg Truman, the one I killed? I'm Joni Truman. Ma'am.
Okay, Miss Truman, I'm going to let you go, okay? Suspect. Was it deputy at this time? 10:50?
Okay. That, I believe, is the end of that. Okay, so she's unbelievably calm. Sorry. She's unbelievably calm. My husband, the one I killed? Okay, now we're going to get to see her. Hold on a minute. Let me grab the next thing. I believe this is going to be the one I killed. You just heard her? She was just on that phone call. She just said she's not a bad person. She's really not.
Come here. Do you have anything in your pockets?
I don't think so.
Where's she at? Where?
Now, let me just say something. They redact this because when I got the file, remember when I got the Redlick file and they had the pictures of the victim? And even Teresa Sievers, but Teresa Sievers, they put the bloody aftermath. They never had Teresa in the pictures. Well, in Redlick, they had the husband there. This is the same thing. So I am very thankful in the police cam videos, when they were showing this, you will not see that. So when you see this grayish out, you'll hear the voices, but they're shielding you from seeing the body. And it's a bloodbath. Trust me that it's a bloodbath. And I'm not going to show those photos, but just telling you.
In here? .26 Arcadia. Advise PSD is safe to come on scene. Suspect's been secured. I've got one subject down. Looks like multiple gunshot wounds to the head.
That's her mother in the back. Round.
I'm inside. I need you to step out, sir. I need you to step out.
Is he alive?
Buddy, come to the screen door. He's 7. Stand by the door, please. Right now.
What's that?
She said he was driving her crazy. And she walked.
Everything good there?
He's 7. Huh? Signal 7. We're just waiting on PSD to come do their thing right now. I'm going to see if Buddy wants to cancel them or not.
Gone?
Yeah.
Can you give me a crime scene log?
Yeah, I'll go and put it up on the computer. Run that down to the backside of Blosser's car there, and over to the backside of yours to block it off there. Let PSD come on scene. We're getting the crime scene tape up now. Logs getting started as well. 10-4, stand by for this moment. Go through that screen door. It'll be to the door to the left. Arcadia, 1036. Screen door, first door to the left.
Covert off.
Daniel O'Connor, Lieutenant.
Copy that.
O'Connor with an OR at the end. And then Turner, L-U-K-E-U-R-N-E-R. He's the medic.
Now they have masks since it's COVID. Remember times? Wind noise is
He was on
terrible.
the engine with me, and then the paramedic.
He's giving him the names of everybody that went in there.
Tim wrote down their names and stuff inside.
I've got them here.
Well, they didn't go in. Tim, the 3 that are in, the other 2 that are in there.
Right, I got those two. He gave him to
I
you?
gotta make the call.
Okay.
And you have patient information at all?
No, not yet.
Yeah. Does anybody?
What's that?
Does anybody?
Dispatch should have the name.
Wind noise is terrible.
Put it as a John Doe for now in your report. Use this address, and then after they do their investigation, we'll get the information from dispatch and just do it that way.
Okay.
Did you just do one? Obvious.
Did you get his name
No,
too?
I've got. I got.
Did you get his name too?
Okay.
Okay.
You did obvious?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Alright, let me grab that monitor a little more. Before you go, can I just get her here? You guys just come out, just do a quick email on her. She's alright?
Yeah, aside from Blosser.
No. You under the influence of
Get
anything?
somebody to cut themselves.
Signal 20.
Who's going to that?
Who do you want to go?
What do you want me to do?
Whoever can get out.
I'll take care of this. You haven't been inside yet, so go ahead and go and take that. I understand that, but I need you to go to it. For right now, I'll get Blosser to you as soon as we can. Tired of hearing what you fucking can't do.
Did you hear what that guy just said? Did you hear what he just said to that guy? He goes, I understand what you said, but I'm tired of hearing what you effing can't do. Oh my God.
Alright, evidence destroyer. Okay, they need a 23.
Can we actually disconnect that while he backs out?
Let's get him. I'll get Blosser on his way to you as soon as I can. Yeah.
take that, would you? They want you to go ahead and get her transported up to the office so they can interview her.
You want to take that with me?
Yeah.
Okay. I need somebody to come out there and lower down the crime scene tape so I can.
He's coming out with you.
Come out with you.
Who's got the crime scene log?
I do.
Okay.
There's a bullet right here too.
I'm 10-8, if you want to do that, signal 20.
Arcadia. I got one female, 1015, 51 in the interview room. 1065 getting mileage.
Number go ahead.
21846. 21846.
Number 21846.
What went black? It didn't go black. What? What are you talking about? Can everyone still see? Okay.
Arcadia,
Wonder why he's driving with his gloves on.
Arcadia, did you want to hold for it?
How's it doing?
Okay, Linda. Don't scare me.
Show me when you want to the podium.
How's it doing?
Tenor, can you show me 10-6 for a Pete?
Hi, Philly. Come on.
One 12 Arcadia, 10-8.
10-8, no doing. Arcadia for 14. Repeat, 6/14. Chief, we're going to have a signal 34 holding off of Howard Avenue.
Yeah, or it's gonna have to be on hold till we get somebody to name.
Please.
Oh, I understand, Frilly. I heard those storms are bad. Stay safe.
User ID DGARZA signed out. User ID ZLONG signed in.
Yes, she's in the car. I have other footage when you see her in the back seat. I've got everything. Hi, Victoria. The manager. Jen. Leland. Lise. Thanks for being here. Little ride to the police station, huh? This was, going to jail so much better than just not getting a divorce.
Arcadia, did you copy 36?
1086.
Hear her breathing.
warranty.
3431.
3450, 51 to the 20B. I'll be 51 to the 34.
1051. Arcadia 3450.
Go ahead.
Temperature 43. ESD is going to be en route to the hospital with a 12-year-old female.
26.
Arcadia. Be out of the interview room, 1065 Indy.
74.
21852.
Number 21852.
Temple.
No kids.
All right, go ahead, step out of the car for me. Watch her. What's your first and last name? I'm sorry, one more time? Joni? Come right through this door right here. Go ahead and have a seat for me, Mr. Truman.
He's briefing him on this. We just got this lady. She just shot and killed her husband. Called 911. She's calm as a cucumber. Mother's in great distress. Totally being consolable over at the house. This one here is as calm as a cucumber. There's no sound right now, okay? It's not your sound. There's no sound right now. Blue Streaker, it's the title case of Joni Truman, who shot her husband and then confessed right away in a 911 call. She's just been arrested at the house where her husband was shot to death, and now they have her here, and we're going to see an interrogation in a few minutes. You're welcome, Blue Streaker. Thank you for coming in. Sit and watch with us. See how long she sits here and watches it. Moving around, cuffs are getting tight. She's trying to take them off. Look, oh, look what she's doing. Look what she's doing. What's she doing? So she's trying to wiggle out of those. I don't know if she's been formally arrested yet, or she's being detained right now. I don't think they read her Miranda rights yet. Let's move this up a little bit. You don't have to just sit and watch her sit.
Just wait for now.
Right.
I've got the pistol in the floorboard on my passenger side. What do you want me to do with it? Want to put it in the this box for you and get it secured, or?
We'll just wait for now. We'll figure that out. That won't make the trip home.
As soon as I got there, she's down in the driveway. I helped her up stuff down in the back of the car. And once I check on that, it was done. I got there and said, where is she? Talking about her. They said, well, she went back into the apartment. And she said, probably this man just killed my husband.
Oh yeah, she's cooked. He admitted, yeah. Would you have to watch the interrogation?
Joni.
Joni. Okay, let me go queue up her interrogation, all right? I have it all ready to go here. Joni. Joni. Where's this one? Let me just see what this is not.
Joni,
This is her
I'm
interrogation.
Detective Buck from the Sheriff's Office, okay? This is Detective Tribble.
Need some water?
Truman, can I get your date of birth, ma'am? Okay. He's gonna get you some water and then we'll talk for a bit if that's okay with you.
You want me to move those cups to the front?
Yes, please.
Probably a little more comfortable.
He's got his Miranda warning card.
Like I said, my name is Detective Buck. This is Detective Tribble. We're from the Criminal Investigative Division. I'm not exactly sure what all's going on. I got a short briefing. They told me they wanted me to come in and talk to you, if that's okay with you. I'd like to go over some things, hear your side of things, clear up anything, that may be kind of leery. So if that's okay with you, we can do that. Beforehand, I do have to read you your rights. At any time, you can stop talking. This is just basically to get your side of things, but you're in control. So I'm going to read them to you, and then we'll go through each one, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him, her present with you while you're being questioned. You understand those rights? If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Like I said, if you don't want to talk about a certain thing or you don't want to talk at all, that's completely up to you. But if it's one thing, you can say, hey, I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about something else. Do you understand that? Okay. Do you understand each of these rights as I have explained them to you? Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to us now? And like I said, it's completely up to you if you do or don't. We've got a short kind of synopsis of what supposedly happened. I'd like to hear your side of things.
I don't got one piece of the puzzle, so it's not, I don't want to make assumptions. We want to just make sure we get the information that actually happened.
So if I ask you some questions, would that be okay? Okay. What's your husband's name?
Gregory Turman.
Okay, I'm going to write that down, okay. Do you know his date of birth?
May 31st, 1982.
Okay.
I can write.
Okay. What happened with Greg today?
He's been in the hospital for 9 days, and he was released today.
Okay. Was he here in DeSoto?
He was at Bayfront.
He was in the hospital for 9 days and was released
What was he in
today.
the hospital for?
Kidney stone.
Kidney
Okay.
stones.
Okay. And did you bring him home or did you drive home?
He drove himself home because he drove himself there.
Okay, gotcha.
He drove himself
and
home
then
because
when
he
got
drove himself
home,
there.
What time would you say he got home?
We got home about 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Somewhere around there.
Okay. And then what happened after that?
I went inside and I used the bathroom and just decided I couldn't do it.
Okay.
She decided she
You
couldn't
mean
do it anymore.
like the relationship or the marriage with him? Okay. Was there prior problems or something? Okay. And that after you used the bathroom, what happened? We deal with this all the time. We deal with, people that need to. It's really best to clear it out because I know you had said some things to the dispatchers, and I'm basically just confirming stuff with you. So, whatever you want to go through is up to you.
I went into my parents' room
Mhm.
She went to her parents' room,
Okay.
got a gun.
and I went next door and I shot her.
Okay.
She went next door and shot
Did-
him.
Did you say anything to him, or did he see you?
He saw me,
Okay.
He saw her.
asked me what I was doing, and
He saw what she was doing.
he said, "What is that?" I said, "It's a gun." He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I don't even."
Don't remember necessarily what you said. Okay. And then, do you remember?
Okay, so just I want to make sure you can hear because she's speaking very low. She said he was in the hospital for 9 days with kidney stones. He drove himself to the hospital. He drove himself home. He got home around 6 o'clock. She went to the bathroom. She decided she couldn't take it anymore. So she went to her parents' room. She got a gun. She went back next door because their apartment was next door. They lived with their parents, but they had their own apartment. She went to the apartment, and then he said to her, "What's that?" And she said, "It's a gun." And he said, "What are you going to do with that?" And she can't remember what she said, and that's where we are right now.
Do you remember? Did he try to come at you or to stop you?
Yes.
Okay. And what? Just kind of run me through what happened.
He grabbed me and we wrestled and shot him.
Okay. Do you remember where you shot him? Okay. Do you remember how many times you shot him? Okay. Was there anybody else in the home?
No, the apartment, it was just me and him in there.
Okay. You said your parents' room. Do they live there as well?
Yes, It's my parents' house.
Okay, but they're not there now.
Yeah, everyone was home.
Okay, everyone was, but you stay in the apartment, separate.
We had been separated. He was staying in the apartment by himself.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And you were staying with your parents. Okay. Is it like a single family home with a separate apartment, or is it all together?
They turned a 3-car garage into an apartment.
Okay, gotcha. And where did your parents keep the firearm?
They have 2, I believe. They had one on my mom's side of the bed and one in the nightstand on my dad's side of the bed.
Okay, and which one did you get?
The one out of the nightstand on my dad's side of the bed.
Okay. Do you remember what it looked like?
9mm pistol.
Okay. Was it like black or? Okay. And you got that and went back over to where your husband was in the apartment. And where was he in the room when you came in?
Standing in the kitchen in front of the refrigerator.
Okay. And you had just walked in the door into the apartment and he saw you? Okay. The conversation, he had asked you what that was.
Yes.
Okay, and you told him it was a gun?
Yes.
Okay. How far away was he from you when,
Standing right in front of me.
just like this, or closer?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you think he was doing when he came towards you?
He was getting himself something to drink, and then I just pulled the gun, and he said to drink down and tried to stop me.
Okay. Try to stop you from
He
shooting?
came at me, yes.
Okay.
What made you? How did you make this decision? You don't.
He just drove me over the edge. He's been causing my family turmoil for so long now. He kept damaging my car. He kept damaging the truck. He didn't want to work. He's caused us so much stress and hurt, and I've been begging him for a divorce, and he just wouldn't divorce. He wouldn't let me have a divorce. He wouldn't let me have the money to get a divorce. He wouldn't let me out. He wouldn't let me go. He was driving me over the edge. And I was trapped. I couldn't get out.
When did you, with yourself, make the decision that this was the only way out?
On the way home from the hospital.
Okay. So.
My family, we were all scared of him. And we were all just, on edge all the time because we didn't know if he was going to do something to, cause us harm or, we believe he tried breaking into my window because my window got damaged and the bottom of it got pried up and, nobody else is around anytime, so nobody's there to mess with anything, but my mom and dad are old and sick, and my aunt's old and sick, and other than that, it's just me. So who else is going to do anything like that?
Have you thought about it before? Doing something like that? No. You said driving back from the hospital, you guys weren't in the same vehicle, or you were?
No, he was in the truck that he drove to the hospital.
Okay,
He
gotcha.
drove himself there. He was at work, and he said he was sick and decided that he needed to go to the hospital.
Okay. When you got home, you'd already made that decision on your own, like you said, on the way home from the hospital. And when he was in the apartment, did you think, he was going to do something, or was he kind of doing his own thing, like you said, getting a drink or something?
He was getting something to drink.
Okay. Okay.
So, so we're staying on the same page. This has just been building up. All the turmoil you say that he's been causing you.
We've been together for almost 7 years, and I have been begging him for a divorce for probably the past 3 years. And I have lost so much weight. I'm just worn down. I couldn't take it anymore. I'm unhappy. I wanted out, and I didn't. He wouldn't let me go. I didn't see any other way out.
So by the time you were home, you knew you were going to use the gun, or were you going to say the gun wasn't there? I mean, were you just going to make it happen no matter what, or do you think something could have changed your mind?
I just, I mean, I knew the gun was there, and I made up my mind that I had to end it. I had to get out. I couldn't take the mental abuse anymore. It was too much. I was going through so much stress with my family being sick, and trying to take care of my mom and my dad and my aunt and keep everything up. And I was supposed to be starting my new job tomorrow, which I guess is not going to happen. And he has...
Thought she was going to be starting her new job tomorrow. She guesses that's not going to happen. Well, yeah, you had to do that and think that when you decided to kill your husband, right? Yes, your new job was not going to happen.
Messed up my car that my parents bought for me, and he messed with the spark plugs or something, or he would keep on messing with my vehicles so that I was stuck at home. He did not want me to have a job. He didn't want me to work. He didn't want me to leave the house. And if I left the house, he wanted to be right there. He didn't want me to go anywhere by myself. He domineered me. He, even if I wanted to go to the store and go grocery shopping, he had to be right there. He wouldn't let me go by myself. And I just couldn't do it. I wanted out. I couldn't do it anymore.
Was he like that? Like it was a controlling thing, a jealousy thing, all of the above?
Yes. Yes.
During the time you were in the car and you got home and you went to the room and got the gun and then went into the apartment, did you ever second guess what you were doing? No. You didn't think about like the consequences of what may happen?
At that point, I needed my family. I mean, I needed my family to not be so scared.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I knew that it was going to hurt them and everything that they were going to go through because of what I did.
Mm-hmm.
But they were all so scared of him. And we were all on edge all the time. And just, when he was around, we were unhappy and just, we couldn't be ourselves. We couldn't be free.
Do you believe making this decision, you kind of took all that into consideration and kind of reasoning of everything that's been happening, and that's a conclusion you came to? Okay.
Let me ask this. What made you call our dispatchers?
My mom was hysterical, and she said we need to call 911, and she was too hysterical to do it, so I knew I needed to do it for her because she wasn't capable of doing it. And my dad was just kind of in shock, and he was in the hospital himself today. I mean, we had to take him to the emergency room, and I haven't been able to sleep. I'm sleep deprived. I needed help.
So, and you said you didn't really remember much of what he said or how many times you shot him. You can't, was it, once, twice? Did you narrow it down? How many do you think you shot him?
Either 4 or 5.
Are you familiar with firearms?
A little.
Okay. Okay.
I've practiced some.
With your parents and stuff?
Yes.
Okay. When you had the firearm and you had shot it, do you remember if you stopped shooting because the bullets were empty, there was no more in the gun, or
I just stopped.
just stopped? Okay. In between the time that you had shot him, and then what happened after that?
I walked back over to my parents' side of the house, and I handed my dad the gun, and he said, "What's that?" And I said, "I shot Greg." I said, "I killed Greg." And he says, "What?" And he said, "You shouldn't have done that." And my mom just broke down. And
Was there anyone else besides you, your mom and dad, and Greg?
my aunt was there, and I texted my sister, and I told her that I killed Greg.
Okay. And then you said your mom was hysterical, and at that time, that's when you called 911. Okay. And you had told dispatch what had happened?
Yes.
Okay.
What's your sister name?
Shannon Ash.
Shannon Dash, is that N-N-O-N?
SHANNON.
You text her off of your phone?
Yes, it's the LG Stylo 6.
Okay.
I dropped it in the driveway whenever they put the cuffs on.
Okay. Did your sister answer you back, or?
I don't know.
Okay.
I sent the text and then called 911, so I didn't have a chance to check it or...
Right. Okay.
So you called 911 primarily because your mom was concerned what you do. She wouldn't be able to do it herself.
Yeah, I knew they weren't able to wrap their heads around what just happened, and it needed to be done.
In reference to what had happened, I mean, how do you feel now?
Terrible. I did a terrible thing.
If y'all were alone, do you think you would have called 911 still?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Your phone,
That's Stylo 6.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sure the deputies and whoever responding on scene has it now. Do you know if there's like a passcode or anything on the phone? Do you mind if we get the passcode from you?
103157.
103157, okay. And is it okay if the other detectives confirm, everything that you had said about the text, and are you okay with them looking through your phone?
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to think of anything else. I mean, you've been very upfront, and it's like you said, it is a horrible thing to happen, but you're doing everything you can now to be upfront and be honest about everything. As of right now, I can't think of anything else. Do you have
She was
kids together?
64 and he was
Okay.
38.
Okay. Does he have family?
Yes.
Do they live around here? Okay. Punta Gorda. Who's does he have? Who lives in Punta Gorda?
His mother, father, sister, and brother.
Okay.
And he has an aunt.
Okay. And they all live in Punta Gorda. Okay.
Is there anything you want to tell us that you haven't already?
Didn't even try contacting police. Filing for divorce for family was under his thumb.
Remorseful.
Right, yeah, doesn't, I know.
I understand. It's like you said. It's a mistake. It's a big mistake. But I mean, you're here now, and best thing is being upfront about everything, and like you've been. If we have any more questions or anything, do you mind if we talk to you again? Okay. The phone. What is the phone number for your phone?
863 244 3456.
So your birthday was 11/4/82.
82.
I don't know why I wrote 92.
Wait, 11/4 what?
Um,
I thought that was her birthday.
yes. Corporal Vitelli.
Does anybody know if my parents were okay?
There's still detectives and deputies out there now, so I'm sure they're fine. And
Just wondering if her
usually in a
parents are
situation
okay.
like this, we try and see if there's any assistance or aid they may need. You know, it is a traumatic event for everyone, obviously. So any counseling or something like that, maybe.
Dad, he's got congestive heart failure, and
Okay.
my mom's got a bad heart, and she was really, really hysterical, and I just...
Do you remember about what time you were headed back home?
It was 6 o'clock.
Were you somewhere else, or were you at the hospital with him, and you both left in separate vehicles?
We both left in separate vehicles.
Okay.
And we headed down Midway, and we went to the Circle K on Kings Highway at the end of Midway.
Okay.
We were there for probably 30 minutes, and we put gas in my dad's car, and we put air in the tire on the truck, the Dodge truck. And then my sister met us there and dropped off my dad for me to take home, and we drove home from there, and
Okay, so when you go into this in your head, that was maybe like that?
Was there a conversation between you and your dad about any of this? Okay.
Was it just a silent ride, radio?
no, we were talking normally. I didn't tell him anything that I was planning to do. I mean, I was just having normal conversations with him.
How long were you at the hospital with Greg?
All
Prior.
day. He had a surgery this morning. I got
Okay.
there this morning about 8:15,
Okay.
and I was there until he was released today.
Okay. And he had a surgery and everything was done. Was there a conversation between you guys before you left the hospital? Just about like anything going, route to go home or...
Yes, I told him, I said, because he was driving the truck and I was driving the car, and I said, how about you follow me? And he actually suggested that he follow behind me, as always, and I told him that we would go up Midway to the Circle K and put gas in the car.
Okay.
I said, we can air up that tire. I said, because I don't want it, riding around on a slack
So
tire.
that would have been sometime between 5 and 6.
And then when you got to the Circle K, did you talk to him again? Or, was there any, argument or...
Just in case you're not hearing because she's speaking so lowly, okay? So low. He was in the hospital. He had surgery that morning. He had surgery this morning, when it was this day, April 2nd, 2021. He had surgery that morning. She was there at the hospital. Then he was released close to about 6 o'clock. They were in separate vehicles because he drove himself to the hospital. So he got in his vehicle and there was a truck somewhere, and they drove up Midway to the Circle K, and they spent about 30 minutes at the Circle K because her sister came and dropped off her father, and they had to put air in the tires of her vehicle, the truck. And so she drove home with her dad, and he drove home alone. The conversation with her dad was totally normal. They did not discuss anything about her killing him.
Anything between...
We were having issues with the gas pumps. They weren't pumping right.
Mm-hmm.
They would start pumping and then cut off at 13 cents, and we talked back and forth through the window of the car for a little bit about the gas pumps, and then I was doing some things on my phone, and he handed me the card, and he got in the truck, and then I called him back over to hand me the card again, and then I told him the plan that my sister was going to come and drop off my dad, and then we were going to go home, and then everyone was going to go from there to Red Lobster for dinner.
Okay. During that conversation at Circle K or the conversation at the hospital or, any time earlier today, were you guys back and forth arguing or anything, or was it, more casual?
I was under a lot of pressure, under a lot of stress because my dad was up there, so I was crying a lot, and he was crying a lot. It was an intense day.
Do you believe he was crying due to his...
Wait, I have to rewind that for 2 seconds because I had to get a glass of pineapple juice and I missed what she said about Red Lobster.
More casual?
I was under a lot of pressure, under a lot of stress because my dad was up there, so I was crying a lot, and he was crying a lot.
I don't think I went back further than that.
He handed me the card, and they would start pumping and then cut off at like 13 cents.
Okay, that's what I need to. Sorry about that.
We talked back and forth through the window of the car for a little bit about the gas pumps, and then I was doing some things on my phone, and he handed me the card, and he got in the truck, and then I called him back over to hand me the card again, and then I told him the plan that my sister was going to come and drop off my dad, and then we were going to go home, and then everyone was going to go from there to Red Lobster for dinner.
Oh, so he never even got to the Red Lobster.
During that conversation at Circle K or the conversation at the hospital or, any time earlier today, were you guys back and forth arguing or anything, or was it, more casual?
I was under a lot of pressure, under a lot of stress because my dad was up there, so I was crying a lot, and he was crying a lot. It was an intense day.
Do you believe he was crying due to his situation or about your father?
I guess. I'm really not sure.
Or were he and your parents close?
My parents didn't really care for him because of the way he treated me.
Okay.
But I can't really speak for him on, how he felt about them.
Okay. And when he went home from the surgery, was he completely fine, or was he still kind of taking it easy because of the surgery?
He was taking it easy.
Okay.
He seemed okay, but he said that Dr. Hassan told him that he needed to take it easy for the next couple of days and not go back to work until Monday.
Okay. And when you got home, what do you think his plan was for the evening?
He was going to go out to dinner with us.
With you guys? Okay. And did he go in the apartment to change or get ready or just relax for a little bit beforehand?
I told him if he wanted to change his clothes, he could.
Okay.
I asked him if he wanted to take a shower, and he said he took a shower earlier at the hospital, so he didn't feel the need to. And the water's not working in the apartment right now in the shower, so he wouldn't have been able to take a shower.
Okay. He would have probably had to go to your parents to take a shower or something? Okay.
But he was just in there. He had the door locked, so I had to knock on the door, and he unlocked it to let me in.
Okay. He unlocked it and opened the door and had the conversation right there. Okay. When he came towards you, do you think he was just trying to stop you and get the weapon away from you? Okay. I mean,
I don't think I asked, but the time, because I know you said you had to call in because your mother was distraught. About how long was that from when you got him to when you actually called him?
Immediately. Immediately. I did not wait 1 second.
did you still have feelings for him? I mean, even though, you know, at a certain point, obviously, you guys cared about each other, but...
I mean, I didn't love him, and I wanted out of the relationship, and he just pushed me past the point of no return, and I couldn't do it anymore.
Okay.
He would not let me go.
Okay. Are you remorseful about him or about how it's affected everyone else?
About how it's affected everyone else. I'm remorseful about him. I'm remorseful about everything that I've done.
Okay.
I feel terrible. It was a terrible thing to do. I should have never done it. It's a terrible thing. It's you're not supposed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's awful. And I wish I would have never done it.
Okay.
I wish I could take it back.
All right. You don't have
You don't have any questions for us?
Do you have anything for us? I'll just let you know the process from here. I mean, you're going to be booked into the jail. If for some reason, while you're back there, if you do have a question, you can advise one of the deputies back there and have them contact us.
He drove me insane. I mean, I really believe that I'm insane.
Now, why do you believe that?
I believe that he was the devil. I'm ashamed of it. My parents know it.
They know the way you felt about him?
Yes.
Okay. What did they say for you to do? I mean, what?
They've been watching me very closely, and it was one of the reasons why they took me out of the apartment with him and put me inside the house.
Were they worried about what was going to happen, like, between you two, or were they worried about you?
Well, they were worried about everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they knew he was pushing me over the edge, and they wanted to get me away from him because they didn't want me to be pushed over the edge.
Okay.
And I called my mom while I was at the hospital today, and I said, Mom, I said, I need you now. I said, I've only been back around him for just this little bit of time. I said, I'm sleep deprived, and I said, I'm already, I said, I'm supposed to start my new job tomorrow, and already I feel like I just can't do this. And she said, but you need your job so that you can keep your sanity.
Work and try and take your mind off things?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm ashamed because I'm ashamed of being insane.
Did they try to help you, or have you sought out any, like, psychiatric help or mental health counseling?
I have in the past when we had health insurance.
Okay.
I haven't had any health insurance because he keeps on changing jobs and losing health insurance, and we were waiting for his health insurance to kick in because he just got hired on at Walmart. And I have been on mood stabilizers and antidepressants, and I ran out of my antidepressants. And I was almost out of my mood stabilizers, and between everything that's been going on with my parents' health, I've been hearing voices in my head, I believe that he's the devil, and in order to save the world, I have to kill him.
Do you know, I mean, there are...
Did you hear what she just said? She said that she ran out of her antidepressants. She was almost out of her mood stabilizers. She was hearing voices in her head. And in order to save the world, she had to kill him. And she's just been so worried about her parents' health. And her dad, remember, has congestive heart failure. She said her mother has a bad heart.
free programs and, you know, places you can go for free. You don't have to have insurance to talk to somebody. I mean, have you ever thought about trying to do something like that before?
I didn't know that anybody would help me for free. I thought I had to have money for everything. I don't have any money.
Okay. And do you think talking to someone and clearing things up would have helped? When you talked to someone before, did that help?
When I first moved out of the apartment and got away from him and moved into my parents' side, they kept us separated for a while. And I started getting back to normal. But he would force me to deal with him.
What do you mean by force?
He would keep messaging me and just keep on and keep on and keep on, pushing me mentally until I would come out to kiss him goodbye or tell him I love him, or he would just keep on pushing me until I went over the edge. And I'm so ashamed of myself. I don't want to be insane. My mom is so proud of me, and she did not want me to be insane. She tried so hard. She tried so hard to save me from being insane. She tried. She really did. I don't want to be insane. I really don't. I don't want to be insane. I want to live normally and happily with my family again. That's all I wanted. Just wanted to be happy and free with my family again. And I didn't have any money. I couldn't divorce him, and I was waiting for our stimulus check to come in, and it wouldn't ever come in the mail, and people, I swear, have been messing with our mail. And we see people looking in our mailbox all the time, and it just...
Have you gone to the courthouse and tried to file papers or anything for the divorce before?
No, I didn't have any money. You have to have money to file for a divorce. You can't file it without paying for it.
You ever thought about maybe asking your parents to borrow it, or?
It wasn't they don't have the money. They live on disability.
Okay.
Both of my parents are on disability, and my aunt's on disability, and they don't have any money.
Okay.
Their income is so limited that the income that they have coming in is going right back out in bills.
Okay.
And everything is so stressful and strenuous. I tried so hard. I did not want to come home from the hospital with him today. I just did not want to bring him home from the hospital. I didn't. I wanted to run away, but he messed up my car and I couldn't even run away. He messed up my car and I couldn't even go.
Do you have friends in Arcadia? Do you have anybody?
I have no friends. I have nobody but my family. He even turned my own, I had one best friend, and he turned her against me.
What about your sister? Where does your sister live?
And she lives in Punta Gorda on 17, just past the distribution center in Ridge Harbor.
Oh, okay. Have you ever thought living with her for a little bit?
Me and
Or?
her husband don't get along.
Okay.
I mean, he's not there very much, but she's got her own problems to deal with.
Right.
And I feel like I'm a burden on everyone because I don't have a job. I don't have my own income. And no matter where I go, I'm a burden because I cost money. You have to feed me. You have to, supply my medications. And I'm a burden. No matter where I go, I'm a burden.
Where was your new job?
At Dollar Tree.
Okay.
Dollar Tree.
What time were you supposed to start tomorrow? Okay.
My parents were so proud and so happy because I was starting a new job and they were looking forward to me blossoming and starting a new life. And
Did you think getting a new job was going to get you back on the right track and have your own money and stuff and insurance? And
if he hadn't have been in my life, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But with him in my life, I couldn't handle all the stress.
Okay.
I couldn't handle the stress from him and the stress from my sick family and working too and trying to do it all by myself. I just couldn't do it.
Okay. Do you need more water?
Yes, please.
Okay. We're going to step out real quick, okay?
Culvert off.
Okay. Okay, so what do you think of that so far? What's your take on her so far? She was starting at the Dollar Tree tomorrow. Mother was so proud of her. Doesn't want her to be insane. She was supposed to blossom. She was going to blossom in this new job and everything. But if only he didn't come home from the hospital. I'm surprised she didn't try to do something to him in the hospital. Anybody make it through that? What do you think about that so far? Victim mentality, yeah. Exactly. Scooter, did you make it through? Abby? Okay, let's see now. We're going to go to, I want to see. Here's something of the car ride. Hi, Super Chat. Seems contrived. didn't seatbelt her into the seat, huh? No tolerance for her already, my manager. Okay. How old do you think she is? How old do you think she is? I just thought that she was 64 years old when she said that passcode on the phone was 103157. How old do you think she is? See what you guys say. Hold on, let's see what you say. And I mean there, at that time, at this time. How old do you think she is, Hart? Hello, Hart. How old do you think she is? That's what's her side of it. She was 38 there. 38. 38. Get out of here.
Thank you, Kirkman.
Closing her eyes.
Step out of the car for me?
I don't know why they had this one here for so long on this. Okay.
Arcadia 297.
Let me get you the next one. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Did we see that one, this one? I'm gonna have to see this one.
She's going to be outside in the driver. Her pants outside inside the house. She hit her with a 9mm pistol. She killed him because she believes she's insane.
I see you, Scooter.
She shot him multiple times. Airbnb page.
3497 today.
GCU sign in.
Today.
She said there was no money for help, but isn't it covered by insurance? Well, did she have insurance? But if you know, I don't know. Arcadia is responding, still landmine. He couldn't focus with the Hello, you cover?
You advise the suspect still 1012 in the house, 10-4.
She's gonna be 10-12 with 426 at this time.
Arcadia, she's still with me.
1845. 3416 at your looking with 6. 1051 behind. 1845. Kennedy, 7.
53 drop.
7-4.
What official do?
7-1.
If I see a CSS, come on, clean. Suspect 62. Got one subject down. Looks like multiple gunshot wounds to the head.
26.
In the house or out back? That's right. I need to set. Where you at?
guys need any more help inside, or do you want me to start setting up tape?
You're ready with someone.
Dom, can you give me a crime scene log? And I'll start it.
Run that down the backside of Blosser's car there, and over to the backside of yours to block it off there.
15 to 31, if you could just get the residents secured for that crime scene log on 51. We'll have to do a search warrant. We're getting the crashing tape right now. Logs get started as well. Yes, thank you. 50-26, can you bring me a camera on myself? I'll get to the pistol. Yeah, we'll stay left this moment.
I don't think so. I'm gonna need everybody that's in here's name.
26, I did it. 36. Correction, 1839. Arcadia 1086. 1086, 1850.
Plus they were going to Red Lobster. And I think she had a Dodge Charger. I don't think she was exactly without money, and her parents bought her everything.
810-8, 15, Fairgrounds.
Southwest. Arcadia 3414, can I have a signal 2469, copy at Fire Report. Arcadia 3414, this could be reference a female that cut her hand with a knife.
You got everyone's name so far?
Yes, that's Blosser.
Ryan Blosser's cars are part of the...
I'll take care of this. You haven't been inside yet, so go ahead and go and take that.
I can't transport.
So here's the situation. She doesn't complain of anything. I can't medically clear her. So we know.
Evidence destroyers.
Evidence destroyed.
Okay, they needed 23.
If I'm not mistaken.
On the floor there. Or
They're going to go in here inside and they're going to talk to the mother. You're going to hear her mother.
you good in here?
They're going to talk to the mother.
You good in here? Huh? Good in here?
It's a little dog.
You good in here? That's a girl. That's a girl. I know. I slammed you around a little bit. Oh, it's okay. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
Slammed you around a little bit.
Arcadia 1086.
All right, back at it. Sorry about that. Looking right inside the door. Right inside the door, there's a bullet casing on the floor, on the carpet here. There's a broken piece of a necklace over here on the floor. Its body there. Bullet casing. A little farther in. Another one a little farther up. The main door. There's an exit from a bullet right there coming out. It's the main living room, into the kitchen. side of the small apartment is the bedroom. Closet. Back out. At the very north end of the apartment is their bathroom. Water's running in the sink a little bit. Computer station. Up here they got their some pictures. The pictures are broken, sitting on the counter there. Another bullet casing on the floor there. That's a total of 4 found so far. Ceiling fan is on in the living room. Inside temperature here is probably around 70 degrees. It's getting pretty chilly outside. It's around 60 or below outside now. Subject's body. Looks like possible bullet hole through the shirt. There's a hole there. Without touching the body or moving anything. Lots of blood around the head. Blood on the floor and some brain matter, so obviously it looks like been shot in the head also. One in the chest.
I'm going to get some pictures of you, if that's okay. If you just want to hold your hands out for me. If you could turn them over for me the best you can. I know it's difficult. Alright, if you want to stand up for me. You could just stand over towards that wall, that'd be great, thank you. If you could turn around. Alright, thank you, ma'am. If you want to finish your water real quick, and then they're going to take you back.
Chug your water, please.
Well, like you said, if you come up with anything, you remember something, a question, that's your detective, or Sergeant.
You could ask for Sergeant Bailey, Detective Buck, which is me, or Detective Tribble. You can ask for any of us.
Buck.
Yes, B-U-C-K, yes, ma'am.
Easiest to remember.
Yep, just like the deer. We're going straight that way with them, and I'm going to actually follow you back.
She's checking into a hotel. Come on.
God, you got gloves? Yeah, quickly.
Just wait a second.
Sorry. I'm unprepared. He's coming. What? He's not coming. No. Oh. I thought you were with me. Can you steal one of those masks? Is there any more in here?
No.
No, it's alright.
I can see you have not been talking to anybody.
Yeah, that's okay.
what's in the floor? Is that rebar? Oh.
Here's the turtle suits. Did you see all those turtle suits? The turtle suit is coming. There's her bra. He's got a shirt on. Best dad ever, that guy. Who's gonna get the underwear? Here they come. Who's a lucky guy? The pants. Here's something else. The other shoe.
No problem.
Give us a second. Best dad ever.
Yeah, that's from right there. We should have. Oh, let me. Oh, shut this off. Flip the thing back over.
Culvert off.
Now they're back. Now this camera's back in the house, okay? You're gonna hear the mother in a minute.
Your dog?
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm Detective Buck from the Sheriff's Office. This is Corporal Tribble. We spoke to your wife. Just want to run through.
Talking to your husband now.
You can explain it to us from your point of view.
Well, I had gallbladder surgery a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
I got up this morning at 8 o'clock, come in here and I fixed myself something to eat. And it started hurting here so bad I couldn't hardly breathe. So I told them, and they told me, I rode to the hospital. It's like it was a blur. I can't hardly even remember how I got, she called our oldest daughter, Shannon.
Okay.
She came from Punta Gorda down here, picked me up and took surgery on his kidney.
Okay.
So they didn't keep me. They told me it was a gas pocket and it shouldn't happen again, they said.
Okay.
So I said, okay. I said, I'm going home. He said, yeah, you can go home. I said, okay. So I got out of the hospital and they released him from the hospital at about the same time.
Okay.
And I was with Shannon and we decided to go to Red Lobster tonight and get some supper. So Shannon called Joni on the phone and said, where you at? And she said, I'm at the 7-Eleven at the end of, 7-Eleven at the end of Midway on Kings Highway.
Okay.
And she said, wait there. She said, Dad's going to ride home with you. So Shannon went home to get her daughter, 13 years old, and we was going to all go back and eat at Red Lobster. So I got in the car with Joni and he drove himself to the hospital and checked in. They did the surgery and they released him. He got in a Dodge and followed us home. So I go in there, I changed my shorts, got on these longer pants, and sat down on my chair in the living room, and she comes going in there, and I'm thinking she's going to the bathroom. So she comes back, and I said, are you ready to go? And, yeah. Next thing I hear is pow, pow, pow. I jumped up and I ran out there, and I looked at her and I said, what have you done? She said, you'll see. So I took the gun away from her, and I opened the apartment door and looked in there. He's laying in there on the floor. I could see he was dead.
When Joni picked you up, or your other daughter Shannon dropped you off with Joni,
Yes.
and then you and Joni came back here.
Yes, and he followed us in the truck.
Okay. Was there any conversation between you and her?
But me and Joni,
Yeah.
we talked about the weather and all kinds of stuff.
But nothing of like.
No. Talked about a couple of Corvettes that she likes.
Okay.
She's seen.
What was her demeanor like?
A couple of Corvettes she saw.
Just fine to me. I mean, I couldn't tell nothing was wrong with her. And, I asked her, I said, is he going to dinner with us? She said, yeah. Okay. So.
When she walked, you said you saw her walk into your bedroom.
She walked in, well, I was sitting on my chair, and once you come out of the living room, I can't see where she goes.
Okay.
And the bathroom was right there. There's a bathroom. There are two bathrooms down on the other end. And
when she had come back out, you didn't see her. You didn't see the gun or anything.
well, we've been having trouble with coons
Okay.
and stray dogs.
Okay.
So I thought there was a coon or something out here getting into the garbage or something.
Okay.
And we just shoot the ground just to scare them off.
Right.
And when I heard the gunshots, I thought, what the heck is she shooting? Karen, who'd been living in that suite right there.
Mm-hmm.
She was in the living room with me, sitting there talking. And she says, what was that? And I said, Joni's shooting something. I'm thinking it's a coon. So when I went out, she was coming out of the apartment, and I thought, what have you done? And I took the gun out of her hand.
Where did she go when she?
She came in here,
Okay.
and next thing I know, she's went out the front door, I guess, but she was out there walking around out there on the pavement.
Mm-hmm.
So when she went from that room to room, you could actually see that she had the gun in her hand? You just thought she
I
was...
saw she had the gun when she come through the living room.
Okay.
And I said, what are you going to shoot? I thought it was a coon. She didn't answer me. She just kept on walking.
Have you, so when she was outside walking, was she like just walking?
She was on the phone with somebody.
Okay. Do you remember, did you call 911?
Is this her father?
My wife did.
Okay.
Vicky did.
Okay. And then she stayed out there until the the deputies got here?
Yes.
Okay.
And Vicky was looking for her, hollering, Johnny, where you at? And I stuck my head out the back door and said, she's in the front here, which is actually the back of the house.
Mhm.
The front of the house faces the park. And my wife went out there and talking to her, and deputy come up and jerked her arm behind her, and my wife said, you don't have to treat her like that. She's not a bad person. And so then he started treating her better.
Okay. And did anybody else, you said you had opened the door to the apartment. Did you go in the apartment?
I opened the door and I stepped in and I seen him laying on just inside the door.
Okay.
And I shut the door and got out of there.
Do you know if anybody else had been in there?
I don't think so.
Okay.
There wasn't nobody here but me, Vicky, and Karen.
Okay.
Why do you think she would do that?
What's that?
Why do you think she did it?
Because he's an asshole.
Okay.
Frankly speaking, he tried to kill her a couple of times, choking her to death, and he kept drugging her. She found like it's like it's been shot with a needle back of her neck, and he'd been shooting her up with I don't know where he's getting it, but it's some kind of pain medicine, fentanyl.
Okay.
She went and had some blood work done, routine doctor visit, and she was getting pain pills, real light pain pills, and they wouldn't refill them because they found fentanyl in her blood.
Okay.
So she said, I don't know where I'm getting it, if I'm getting it. She said, well, I'm not taking no fentanyl.
Wait. I just wanted to get a kiwi. What are they talking about? Hold on.
Talking to her, and deputy come up and jerked her arm behind her, and my wife said, you don't have to treat her like that. She's not a bad person. And so then he started treating her better.
Okay. And did anybody else, you said you had opened the door to the apartment. Did you go in the apartment?
I opened the door and I stepped in and I seen him laying on just inside the door.
Okay.
And I shut the door and got out of there.
Do you know if anybody else had been in there?
I don't think so.
Okay.
There wasn't nobody here but me, Vicky, and Karen.
Okay.
Why do you think she would do that?
What's that?
Why do you think she did it?
Because he's an asshole.
Okay.
He is. Frankly speaking, he tried to kill her a couple of times, choking her to death, and he kept drugging her. She found
Drugging.
it's like it's been shot with a needle back of her neck, and he'd been shooting her up with I don't know where he's getting it, but it's some kind of pain medicine, fentanyl.
Okay.
She went and had some blood work done, routine doctor visit, and she was getting pain pills, real light pain pills, and they wouldn't refill them because they found fentanyl in her blood.
Okay.
So she said, I don't know where I'm getting it, if I'm getting it. She said, well, I'm not taking no fentanyl. And what it boiled down to is he's been injecting her, and where he's getting it, I have no clue. He's got some friends that are drug dealers. And Joni said that his drug dealers is looking for him because he owes them money. And he said that they was going to come in this window and get her, kidnap her in the middle of the night after we're all in the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And she made us put the storm shutters on this window because the window had been broken into. And Vicky and them got up and found the front door, or back door, wide open, not shut all the way, but it was open. And
Wide open.
I'm surprised some of the cats didn't leave from here. Supposed to be got 7 cats in this house. I don't know where they're at right now.
Have you ever seen any, the arguments or physical
No.
abuse between them two?
No, he would never raise a hand to her, especially when he's around me. He knows better.
Mm-hmm.
And she kept telling him, she would tell Vicky this about him, and Joni just said, "You don't know him, Mom." She said, "I know him. You don't know him." So I know one of their friends named Debbie Jo. She come up, perfectly healthy woman. She got 2 kids, and she come up dead down there. And if I was a betting man, I'd lay money on he wouldn't have done it, because he would get a date with a woman, go visit her, and he'd rob her. And, the girl called, he beat her up and stole the money from her. And she called the cops and said, "There's a black Dodge pickup truck, a man in that truck, it's got a red stripe around the back, just beat me up and robbed me." And it was great. He took the truck straight to the house they were renting from us, and parked that truck behind the house kinda, and said that they ain't running right and can't drive it. So
How did you hear about him robbing this other woman?
apparently he told Joni about it or
Okay.
something or another, and
She told you?
Joni told us.
Okay. Have you known Joni to have any mental health issues or?
She's been, for the past year or so, 2 years maybe, she's been getting real distant from us for some reason.
Okay.
And last night for supper, we sat at the table, and she just sat there, and you could see she was about to cry. And Vicky would ask her, "What's wrong, Joni?" "Nothing." And that's as far as it went.
I know you said that
Of us, as far as being abusive to her,
was he good to you and your wife? I mean,
like gold.
okay,
If I could ask him to do something, he'd get out there and bust his butt and do it.
okay.
These,
What do you? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
These hedges that square
Mm-hmm.
goes up in front of the house. Got one over here, and there's one behind the house over here, and there's 4 across the front of the house, which that's the front. And he trimmed the one over there by his apartment door, and then he left the others. And I got up and I got a broke foot and fell off a ladder.
Okay.
So I'm having to climb up this ladder, and I trimmed the first one up myself. I told Joni, I said, "He's going to have to get up and finish them." I said, "They look like crap." So he didn't say a word. He went out there, got the ladder and hedge trimmer, and trimmed them up.
Okay.
What Joni was venting to you or Vicky about, as far as his personality goes. Because it sounds like there's like 2 sides of him. He's like, nice
Yeah,
guy.
it's like he's got 2 different persons.
Okay.
He's one person to us, but to Joni, he was somebody else.
And you heard all that from Joni?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any other questions? Can I get your full name, sir?
It's Jerry Allen Holder. A-L-L-E.
Can I get your date of birth?
January 31st, 1953.
And do you have a phone number?
863
Mm-hmm.
444
Mm-hmm.
0800.
Okay. Jerry, if we need anything else, do you mind if we come back and talk to you again?
Not at all.
Okay. I appreciate your time, sir. It was cool outside, so I put a jacket on, but now
Yeah.
I'm in here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I'm just sweating a little bit here.
Okay, what's happening?
Yes, sir. We're going to probably step outside here for just a little bit.
Okay, appreciate it.
Number 1.
Advice BSC, come on scene. Suspect 6 secured. You got one subject down. Looks like multiple gunshot wounds to the head.
26.
Where they at? Nothing.
Stand by the door, please.
I got him.
She said he was driving her crazy. And she was. I saw her at the supper dinner last night. She was losing it. She would stop to cry every second. I'm thinking, what's wrong with her? What's wrong with her? I could see her losing it. And she probably
Hey, Sarge, you ever find a gun?
oh, God.
I have the gun. I took it from her.
Where's it at?
It's registered
All right.
in my name. I have a permit.
You want me to go with him? I got it. If you just want to stand right here with him.
Oh, my goodness. My husband is in the hospital.
Where's it at? Alright, just step away from it.
Hello? Yes.
Hi, it's just me.
I don't blame you. Okay.
15-26. Can you bring me a camera? I've located the pistol. Alright, so I'm just going to stand by with it for right now. We'll just hang out here. But yeah. Just obviously don't go for a gun or anything.
Oh, I'm not.
I'm right here. I just didn't want to move it until we get a picture of it. So I'm going to send him back out there. And then I'll stand by the gun so we can get a picture of it.
take a little detour over here back to her.
Okay.
You take one.
I ain't took a picture of it yet.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and unload it.
It don't have to.
Yes, it.
This is Detective Tribble.
Hello. You need some water? Thirsty? Okay.
From the water fountain, look at that.
Covert off.
You want me to move those cuffs to the front? Probably be a little more comfortable.
Okay, we're not going to watch the interview again. I don't think it is the interview again.
Is it like
Let's see, hold on. This is the interview from this cop's angle. We don't need to do that. But I have other stuff in here.
No idea.
So scared. My husband finds out they're gonna come after me.
Where do they stay at?
Punta Gorda.
Oh, okay. Are y'all all from Punta Gorda?
No. My sister lives in Punta Gorda, but the rest of my family lives in Arcadia.
Grew up here.
Yeah. I went to high school.
Gotcha.
Pretty much everybody knows me. I didn't want to move back here.
Small town for sure.
All right. I'm gonna get some pictures of you, if that's okay. If you just want to hold your hands out for me.
I saw this one. I saw that one.
She was thinking that.
Is he already headed that way? Did.
I can go out and turn that over to Ethan.
Okay.
Tell Ethan to come get with me quick.
Uh-huh.
You pop 10-8 and go with Dustin on that signal 20.
Copy.
She was thinking that.
Is he already headed that way? Is he already headed that way?
He's still here, but he's on a
Okay. This is for you.
Ethan. Yeah. That with you.
Here, rip a glove, or you got
They want
gloves?
you to go ahead and get her transported up to the office so they can interview her.
You want to take that with me?
Yeah.
Okay. I need somebody to come out there and lower down the crime scene tape so I can.
He's
All right,
coming
I'm
with
coming out with you.
Who's got the crime scene log?
you. I do.
There's a bullet right here, too. I got your tape, bud.
Detective Buck from the Sheriff's Office. This is Detective Tribble. I know you guys are talking right now. Is there any way we can talk to you one at a time, just real quick? Is there another room or somewhere else we can go? Okay. It's a beautiful home. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Wow. Okay. Wherever you feel comfortable. Hey, oh, that's a pretty cat. I love cats.
Those were all Joni's cats.
Okay.
She couldn't have kids.
Hey, baby.
So
Hey,
she
baby.
had cats.
Oh, she's looking like she's getting ready to
No,
run
he
here.
just jumped out. Was all.
Okay. I wanted to talk to you about what happened tonight.
Yes.
Can you just kind of walk us through what happened?
Yes.
Oh, maybe he's trying to get out.
He can go out.
Come on.
They can all go in and out. They can go out.
Oh, just leave it.
Stones in them, and they would block, so he couldn't go, and he would get septic. And he
Okay.
almost died last year, and they did surgery. And
Okay.
this year, a year later, he almost died again, but they caught it earlier.
Okay.
Because he wasn't quite as septic. He didn't get into the septic.
Right.
So he didn't die.
Okay.
So he's in the hospital, and
Okay.
she couldn't love him because of the bad things he did.
Okay.
And she wanted away from him. He would not let her go. She's
Okay.
been in this 8 years, and she didn't want to be in it from the first day because he had two sides. One side is nice as pie. He'd help you do anything. He would cook for me and Jerry even. If Joni was too sick to come over and cook for us, he would.
Okay.
And he had a really good side to him, or he wouldn't have been in our family 8 years.
Right.
And anyway, when they got, Joni had to go up to see him in the hospital, and she had already moved over here because he had started, when she wanted to divorce him, she really was pushing the issue, I want a divorce. And she even started talking to a couple of guys, and the guys were saying, well, I'll come kidnap you. Well, she filed a report on that guy because he was in jail, and she was frightened.
Yeah.
By the way, he said, I'll come and kidnap you as soon as I get out of here.
Okay.
Well, she was scared. So she didn't know what he meant by that. Is he really going to kidnap me?
Right.
She got frightened. I said, Joni, you don't even know this guy. And he's in prison. I said, don't even be talking to anybody if you're not going to be divorced yet. And so she stopped.
Okay.
And she was talking to David Burrell, and she was talking to that David that was in jail, trying to kill her. It's like, if she's not going to stay with me, she's going to die. So when she woke up with her tongue hanging out, she had been dreaming that she was flying to the moon. She was actually dying. And then she woke up with her arms in the air, reaching. And somebody in her head was telling her, stop trying to control the situation. And she was telling me all these things in her head before the surgery. And then the next day, they did the surgery and was releasing him to come home. So she had to go up there and be around him, and she didn't want to be. Because she didn't trust him, and she wanted away from him. She didn't want him wanting to kiss on her because he wouldn't let the marriage in. And he would call her out of the house and say, come and kiss me goodbye. So she's like, didn't want to be around him. She was on her last edge. Last night at the supper table, she's sitting there trying to adjust her mouth, and I said, she is losing it. I thought, Joni, I said, are you okay? Yeah, Mom, I'm okay. I knew she wasn't. So when she went up there to see charged and come home, I don't know what all their conversations were, but I'm sure he was still trying to cling to her and make her want to be his wife still, and she didn't want to be. And when my husband got sick overnight, his stomach was killing him, so he had to go back in the hospital. He just got out last week with heart failure and kidney trouble, the liver trouble, you name it.
he'd been really super sick.
Mhm.
That's why he couldn't see what all was going on. Joni putting up locks, Joni putting up security systems, Joni telling me about her window. She even accused me of breaking her window and letting her out the door. She said somebody came in here and drugged her, and she sleeps sound as a rock. They could have. I sleep sound as a rock. I don't hear nothing. And they come in here, took her out of here, drugged her so badly that she didn't know if it was reality. Did it happen, or did she dream it? She said, Mom, she says, if I did those things for real that I dreamed, or, she said, I am totally ashamed of myself. Anyway, she'd been going through so much mental stress that she couldn't tell reality from dreams. And so as soon as she woke up that day with her tongue hanging out, we brought her over here to live. And it didn't stop. He tried to break in the window, and then they, like I said, I think they really did take her out of here. I got up the next morning, that door was standing open. And it's always bolted. I go around this house, checking every single door, because I'm afraid myself. Because drug people, you don't know what they're going to little nasty ring. And Joni knows all about it more than I do. She was just telling me bits and pieces.
Okay.
But anyway, when she had to sit at the hospital with him today, she texted me and said, Mom, I need you. And she said that I was the only person that made her feel safe. I just about died when she texted me that, because I knew what she was going through. And then when she came home, we're all in the living room because they all decided to go to Red Lobster, and we'd all been wanting to go, but we all been too sick. Everybody in and out of the hospital. Nobody could stay well enough to go.
Right.
So we just spur of the moment said, okay, we'll go. I said, what about Karen? You want her to go? And she said, yeah, she wants to. So I went and got her ready, brought her out, and me and her sitting in the living room, and everybody comes in. And Jerry comes in, Karen and I are sitting there, and I'm concerned about getting Karen's supper medicine, so I'm not paying attention to Joni or anybody. I'm getting Karen's supper medicine to give to her, and I had it in my hand, and I set it down, and I think my phone might have went off or something, but I sat down, because when that gunshot went off, I was sitting.
Okay.
And I sprung to my feet because I knew that was my gun. I know the sound of my gun. Because I've practiced, because I've got my carry concealed permit.
Right.
And I don't carry it with me, but I wanted it for protection. Because right now I'm just as terrified as Joni.
Okay.
Because I don't know what drug people do to you. And when Jerry went camping this weekend with his brother because he was afraid he wouldn't get to go anymore because he feels like he's dying, he left me and Karen and Joni here. We were afraid.
Who's Karen?
She's the client that I have living here.
Okay.
I got her out of the nursing home, and she's my best friend.
Gotcha.
So I went and got her. I bought this house so she could come live with me.
Okay.
And anyway, Joni came through the house. Because I had a gun on this side and a gun over here, because I was afraid.
Okay.
And about them people shooting in the grove. They would shoot, like I said, like several times. The neighbor was even scared. Well, whenever Joni came home from, getting him out of the hospital, I don't know what he did to her to make her go over the edge, but he pushed her over the edge to the point that she went in the bedroom, got that gun, and walked out of here without nobody seeing her. And I heard a gunshot. I jumped to my feet and I thought, oh God. I thought, oh no. Oh God. No. No.
How many gunshots did you hear?
We heard, I thought she emptied the gun at him. And Jerry said 5, I think.
Okay. So when you were they fast or were
Yes.
they okay?
Fast.
And when you heard that, what did y'all do?
I stood up and I'm like, I walked out on the porch. I couldn't go in there. I could not go look at Greg.
I don't know where the apartment is in reference to the home.
It's right in the lanai.
Here?
When you come in the lanai, it's right there.
Okay.
And we're on this side.
Okay. I'm just trying to get my bearings. So
I know.
is the apartment that way then? Okay, so it's closest to the driveway. Okay, gotcha.
As soon as you come in the door, it's right there.
Okay.
And you have to walk on past the barbecue grill, and we're right here.
Okay, gotcha.
It's all under one roof.
Okay.
But anyway, I knew when I heard the gun go off that it was my gun, and the worst thing.
Sorry, sorry, high murder of crows.
He got up immediately and went over there. He said, Joni, he says, what have you done? And she says,
Oh my goodness. Why are they doing that?
He kind of looked in. I said, is he alive? Tell me, is he alive? And he said, I don't know. He says, I don't know.
Did Joni walk out of the apartment as you
As
guys?
she shot him, she walked straight out.
Okay.
Walked straight out, come over there to me and apologized
On the
profusely.
lanai?
No, in the house. She
Okay.
came in the house
Okay.
after she walked past her father because he ran out. And I'm just in shock. I'm standing there praying to God it's not what I think. And she walked past him and answered his question, walked into me and apologized profusely and laid the gun down. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom. And then she walked outside and she stood out there with her phone. She was talking on the phone with some.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not sure. I think she was recently, and I don't know the rest of it.
Stop, murder. Gross. Stop.
She said, I'm not going to make it. She said, I'm not going to make it. She said, I've got so much in my head, I don't even know what's real. She said, I don't know what's real.
Who drove which vehicles?
Jerry drove his truck home, and Joni drove her car.
Oh my gosh, stop it! What are they doing this?
Him with that drug. I wanted her away from him. And we took his key to this house. And that's when we found that he left 3 windows open so he could get in. And that's when Joni started putting all these locks up and getting a security system.
Okay.
Which didn't half work. You could walk past it and it wouldn't work. You could sneak past it.
High murder of crows.
And they snuck past it whenever they come in and took Joni. Joni really believes they took her. After they tried to break in the window and couldn't, because these windows, they don't raise hardly at all. Nobody ever raises them, and they've been shut for 20 years. So when I bought the house, they've been shut all the while, and you couldn't raise the windows.
Okay.
So.
And in reference to her divorcing him, or did she ever ask you guys for money for the divorce, or?
Well, she was the kind of kid that didn't want to do things because they were already living off of us.
Oh my gosh, cut it out. Oh, this is ridiculous.
And she wanted a divorce for so many years, and she's talked to me, and I believe in trying to keep your marriage together, because Jerry and I have been through so many rocks and roads, and,
Mhm.
and we've been together 47 years, and you know, I just believed in the
Sanctity of marriage, yes, ma'am.
and I really wanted Joni to try to work it out. So she tried 8 years, and all that time she suffered and suffered and suffered, and I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Do you know if she was on any medications?
Yes, she takes regular medications, and the only thing she ever did was smoke pot and drink beer.
Okay.
Her and him would sit out there together, and they put on like a party light, and they try to keep things mellow.
Mhm.
Joni went through a stage where she was totally afraid of him because she had begged for a divorce and he wouldn't give it to her. So she got terrified of him because she knew she pretty much knew he was drugging her.
Okay.
But not until the incident when she woke up with her tongue hanging out. And she told me about it.
Okay.
But she's been begging for the divorce ever since she got together with him because he cheated on her the first night, and she's like, I don't even want this relationship. And when he lost her trust, he lost her.
Okay.
You know, she just has been going through so much mental anguish that she couldn't tell reality from her dreams.
Mhm.
And she was having nightmares and nightmares. She told me people were in her head. I said, honey, I don't believe in that. I said, nobody can get in your head. I said, nobody has ever gotten in my head. I don't care how much of a disagreement or me not liking them or whatever. I said, nobody gets in my head.
Did you ever tell her or think about trying to find somebody to help her and medically, professionally?
Yeah, I asked her, was she going to go see a psychiatrist or was she seeing a psychiatrist? And she said that she was,
Mhm.
but she was trying to get disability because she knew she couldn't work, and she has back problems and all kinds of health issues, and the stress has just made her a very unhealthy person.
Okay.
But anyway, she was seeing a psychiatrist. I said, well, how's it going? And she says, well, good, I guess. You know, she thought it was going okay.
Mhm.
But she's tried everything.
Oh my gosh, cut it out.
Do you have your pen on? I get your full name and everything?
Yes, Vicky.
Give me 1 second.
But Joni's not the kind of person to do what she did.
I got a pen right here.
She felt she had no way out.
Has she ever been in any trouble with the law before?
Never.
Okay.
She's never done nothing. She's been a perfect child from
Perfect
her birth
child.
till now.
Okay.
We were so close.
So close.
And I felt everything she did. And me and her have been talking about this. We've been praying about it every night. She bought that Bible. She read that Bible. She would listen to the Bible.
Mhm.
And she'd come in there with me and her and sit up to 5 a.m.
I guess you forgot the part, thou shalt not kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard that before.
Angered me so bad when I read that. So you don't even get any respect, and you put your life on the line. And these people say I don't talk, I don't have to talk. I am just livid that
Yeah.
they're allowed to get away with it.
At times it is rough, but
It's
you
really
know,
rough.
when we talk to people like you that that appreciate us, it definitely helps for sure.
Yes, I'm sure there's a lot of people that do appreciate you, more so than they don't.
For sure. Wherever you feel comfortable, sir. Your dog? Like I said, I'm Detective Buck from the Sheriff's Office. This is Corporal Tribble. We spoke to your wife. I just want to run through exactly what happened tonight, if you could explain it to us from your point of view.
Well, I had gallbladder surgery a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
I got up this morning at 8 o'clock, come in here and I fixed myself something to eat. And it started hurting.
Okay, we heard this one. Because we heard him. I had him from another thing on, so we don't have to go crazy on that. Okay. Then I just want to listen to, these are really short, and then we'll and then we'll go through the other stuff tomorrow. But these are these ladies from the jail that they were in jail with her. Hold on a minute here.
Jennifer, right? I'm Corporal Tribble. This is Detective Gonzalez of the Sheriff's Office. You're not in trouble.
Now I'm going to stop it right there. And I want you to tell me, when I first saw this, I go, what the freak is this? Because I'm going through the files, right, from the Sheriff's Office. Who does that look like? Tell me who that looks like. I thought they gave me the wrong case in this case. Who does that look like? Who does it look like? Just say it. Who does it look like? Nope. 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 Keep watching and tell me who it looks like.
So I'm not even going to read you your rights.
And I'm going to tell you, you're going to flip
from a
out.
witness perspective. So this is going back to Joni Truman.
Who does that look like?
When she was acting up in the cell and talking about her husband and all that.
No, it doesn't. Watch. I'll tell you who it looks
Yeah,
like.
you're good.
Watch.
You're good. Yeah.
You're
not
going to
here
flip out
hitting
when
you
I
with,
tell you.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm not here to hit you with any extra charges. Like I said, this is just from a witness standpoint. So since you're not under investigation, I'm not going to read you your rights because I'm not trying to hit you with the charge. Okay? So if I was going to interview you in that kind of setting, I'd be reading you your rights. So it's all good. But like I said, this is about Joni Truman and the statement she made out loud when she was snapping in her cell. Okay? Just to the best of your ability, I just want to know what you remember that she said.
She was arguing with Kim Brazel at the time, and they were bickering back and forth, and, you know, Kim's like, oh, well, you killed your husband, but you're not so big in here because you don't have a gun now, and she's like, yeah, that's right, I did it, I killed him, and I would do it again. You don't know what I've been through, you don't know the circumstances.
Okay. Well, how did it get on that topic? Like,
they were arguing back and forth, and
okay,
it was in the cell next door. I wasn't in the same cell.
So it was more of a spontaneous statements.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. And she's.
It wasn't like a conversation. They were having. It was a dispute. They were arguing.
Okay, so she called her out on killing her husband.
You killed your husband. You shot your husband in the face, but you're not so big in here. You don't have a gun.
Yeah, doesn't she look like Michelle Duggar? If I put a headline, Michelle Duggar, you'd be like, what that freak?
You don't know the circumstances. You don't understand the situation.
Okay, gotcha.
Is what she said.
All right, who else was with you that may have heard that?
Leslie Henderson, but she's in prison now.
She's in
Okay,
prison?
the reason they have her in there.
Do you know when she got released?
Listen to what she said, is that she admitted she killed her husband. Listen.
And she's like, yeah, that's right, I did it, and I would do it again. You don't know the circumstances, you don't understand the situation.
Okay, gotcha.
I did it, I would do it again.
Who else was with you that may have heard that?
Leslie Henderson, but she's in prison now.
She's in prison? Okay. All right, do you know when she got released to DSC? Or prison?
Couple months, 3 months, 4 months
Okay,
back, maybe.
I can find out, I just figured I'd ask.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly. It was right after the COVID epidemic in here.
Okay, gotcha.
Did she say anything else?
Just that if she was in the same situation, she would have done it again.
Okay. Obviously, since it's a homicide investigation, information like this is critical. It's really important. We know she did it, but every bit of evidence we can get against her to bring justice to So with that in mind, I was going to ask, are you willing to swear to that statement?
verbally. You don't have to write it down or
Yes.
anything. Okay. You know what perjury is?
Yes, I do.
Okay, perjury, lying under oath. Okay. As a law enforcement officer in the state of Florida, I can swear you into statements, so that's what I'm going to do, all right? All right, raise your right hand.
Little lady.
Do you swear or affirm everything you've told me is correct to the best of your knowledge?
Absolutely.
All right, that's it. Good to go. Not in trouble.
Okay. Thank you.
Good to go. Thank you so much.
Who else do we need?
That's it.
That's it? We're not gonna, oh, the other one's done, you said.
Yep. Oh, what was that? Kim
Kim Brazel. She was arguing with Kim Brazel.
Brazel. Is she still in here?
Yeah.
You mind if I talk to her next?
Okay.
Appreciate it. Hello. Hey there. Just have a seat right there, please. Kim? How do you say your last name?
Brazel.
Brazel. I'm Corporal Tribble. This is Detective Gonzalez. I want to start out by saying you're not in trouble. I'm not here to read your rights or ask you anything in reference to you being the suspect of an investigation. What I am asking is about I'm basically talking to you as a witness, and this has to do with Joni Truman and all the stuff that she was talking about her husband. Okay, so I heard that y'all got in a little disagreement, and she was, essentially bragging about killing her husband. So I just want to know, in your own words, what you heard.
Oh yeah, she was talking about how she didn't regret it or anything. And then she was bad off, like, she shot him 3 times in the face.
Okay. How did this argument start?
She got in his face. Well, how it started is I was standing up, and then she approached me, and she's crazy. She's plain out crazy. And she just come in my space, and I was like, can you give me a little bit of room? And she says, you like the way my teeth smell? You like my breath? And I was like, you need to back up. You need to back up now. And she said, no, you don't like the way my breath smells. And she just kept getting it. And I took my hands and I mushed her and I set her down. And then she wrote me an apology letter and put her on my bed, thinking that would just make it go away. But no, she sits there, she would sit on her bed, constantly talk about how she shot her husband 3 times, and she would do it again, and that her parents put her up to it.
Okay. Like I said, you're not in trouble. I'm just talking to you as a witness. Okay. If you were the suspect of some sort of investigation, I'd be reading your eyes and all that. Okay. So it's okay. You can relax. The reason we are talking to you is because that's what we heard, and although we have, the evidence that we have, when we have a murder investigation, we take them very serious, and every bit of evidence counts, and we use that, for the furtherance of the investigation. It's our job. So, with that said, is there anything else you remember? Anything else that she said? Do you remember how long ago this was?
Oh, you mean, oh no, the whole time she's been in there with me, she's been talking about it.
Okay, so it's just
So it's
frequent.
Ongoing, yeah.
Just ongoing talking about it.
Okay.
And then one minute it'd be, she shot him 3 times in the face, and then in 1 minute it'd be 5 times in the face.
Okay.
And then she said she walked into the apartment, shot him, and I walked back out, and then went back to her parents.
Okay. And she was talking about she didn't regret it.
And she didn't regret it at all, said she would do it again.
Okay.
And then she screamed in my face, some people deserve to, you don't know what I went through, some people deserve to get shot.
Okay. All right. If that's all you have for us, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to swear you into your statement, because I'm going to attach it to the report, and it's just going to go on with you the whole investigation. It's kind of like a follow-up. Is that all right with you? All right. You understand what perjury is?
Yeah.
Okay. Just to reiterate, it's lying under oath. I, as a law enforcement officer in the state of Florida, have the right to swear you in, under oath. So I'm going to swear you in, all right? And it's going to be what we just talked about. Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm everything you've told me is correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
That's it. Thank you so much. You said it's Kimberly Brazel?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We're done?
Good to go.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. So I
Thank you
think
so much.
we're going to end that there. We'll just do the word cookie. And tomorrow I have a lot more stuff. If you want to continue the case, I'm going to put a poll up if you want to continue this case, if you enjoyed it, and without the beeping. I don't think there's anything more with beeping. Okay. What was that first? What did I do here? Okay, see you tomorrow, little lady. I'm sorry about your ears. I hope your ears are okay. That's funny. Okay, so majority want to do it tomorrow. Okay. So nobody ever heard of this case before? Sorry, we're gonna need one of these tonight. It's one of those nights. Blue Streaker, getting right in there. Nice to have you here. You got it. Come back tomorrow. We're gonna finish going through this case. Make sure you subscribe so you know where to find us. I did get Pired, Victoria. Yeah, there's none of the hypers are there. Isn't that horrible? I think we're gonna need one of these. It's been a long day. Oh, hey. There we go. We got it. Zephyr, we did it tonight. Okay, it was really nice that everybody came in. Appreciate everybody who stuck around and watched till the bitter end here with the beeps and everything. I appreciate that. I hope you're all okay and have a nice day and be kind and be good. And we'll see you tomorrow, God willing. But prayers for everyone that needs them. I love you guys. God bless. Have a good night or day wherever you are, and we'll meet again, God willing. All right? Okay, take care. Be good. Let me see how I... Thanks again. Huh. Where's the... There we go. And thanks for coming in, Blue Streaker. Hope to see you tomorrow.